Good morning. It's fairly early, and I decided that I wanted to put out a real quick video about something that has been weighing heavily on my mind recently, and I think it valuable to put it out there. Now, a friend of mine came over the other day, and we started talking about a lot of things, but one of the things that we touched on was fear. And I didn't get a chance to finish this conversation with her, and I wanted to share some information. We ran out of time, so we didn't get to finish chatting about it. But I wanted to share a little bit more with her. So, although I'm putting this video out publicly, it really is for her. And to basically touch on a few things that we didn't get to cover. And hopefully, maybe somebody else will, I don't know, get a little information from it. Maybe it'll help somebody else as well. Who knows? But that's why this video is happening. So, after a little bit of conversation talking about life and experiences, the topic of fear came up. And this is a concept that has been brought up in conversation so many times recently. I've heard it from so many people in conversation, and I wanted to share my perspective on the concept of fear. So we're going to start with, what is fear? Fear is your body's reaction. My dog is annoyed. Fear is your body's reaction to a thought. Okay, fear is a chemical-based reaction. So you'll have a thought of something that's scary or something that stresses you out or makes you anxious, and your body reacts to that thought. Produces chemicals and hormones, adrenaline. Your mind begins to race, your heart rate picks up. You may begin to sweat, tremble, depending on how fearful you are of the thought. But it's your body's natural reaction to danger, and it's valuable. The reaction that you're experiencing is valuable when it comes to life-threatening situations. The thing is, we don't really live our lives anymore unless you're in a profession where you do live your life in danger all the time, or your existence is one where you're consistently in danger. Most of us don't live there. Most of us don't live in that space. So what we fear is unnecessary. Okay, I say this because most of us get fearful because of things like we get a shut-off notice in the mail for our cell phone or our internet service. And we may not be able to pay it in that moment, and we experience fear, anxiety, and stress. And our body goes through this fight or flight response of protection to preserve our life that was ingrained in us. This natural reaction is ingrained in us from way back when, way back when we were still being chased by saber-toothed tigers and crap. But we have that reaction to something simple now. We get a shut-off notice in the mail, and we get stressed out. We experience fear. Fear isn't real, not really. Your body's reaction to fear is real, but fear itself isn't. You can't go to the store and buy a box of fear. You can't sprinkle a little fear in your coffee in the morning. Fear is subjective. What you fear, somebody else won't. So it's basically a construct of our thoughts. Now, we're going to experience fear in our lives because we're human. That's normal. However, what we're responsible for is our reaction to that fear. How do you react? Do you allow your mind to race and go to the worst case scenario no matter what? You can take oh shoot, I can't pay my cell phone bill, which means that I can't pay my power bill, which means that I may not be able to pay my mortgage, which means that I'm going to be on the street, and then I'm going to be living under a bridge, and my family's going to look down on me, and then I'm going to get hit by a bus. You can allow your mind to work itself up into a frenzy. You can. I can. I need to keep my mind in check because my mind will go there if I allow it to. I think we all will. Or what you can do when you experience that fear is look at it and say, huh, okay. And I'm using the bill as an example because it's so common for all of us. Huh, okay. Well, I don't have the money today. I will tomorrow, or I will next week. There's specific things that you want to ask yourself when you experience fear, at least what I ask myself. 2 things. Is this going to kill me? And will this matter 5 years from now? What kind of effect will it have on me 5 years from now? So, with that, it puts it into perspective. With the answers to those questions, it puts it into perspective for me. No, it's not going to kill me. And 5 years from now, I'm probably not even going to think about it. Once you're able to gain that perspective about day-to-day life stresses and fears, it puts it in a place in your mind where it's easier to deal with. Now, how do you pull yourself out of a fear-based existence when your reaction automatically is to fear or stress or anxiety? How do you pull yourself out of that? I asked myself that question years ago, trying to figure out, how am I going to fix this? Why do I default to the negative all the time? And a wonderful man came into my life and explained it to me. Very plain, very clear. Find what makes you happy and do that. Real simple. He coined a phrase that he heard from his mother. And it kind of just drills it down to the basics. You find your bliss. You find what makes you happy, what you love, and you do more of that every day. But what is bliss? What is joy? We all know what the word joy means, but what does it actually feel like? Joy. For me, joy was looking into my children's eyes that first moment after they were born. It is the feeling that I get when I'm walking in my garden. It's also the feeling I get when my dog puts her chin in my lap. It's that moment of complete contentment and happiness. There's a term called high vibration, and I think it's hokey as hell. However, it is what it is. High vibration. Raise your vibe, they say. What is that? I ask myself, what is that? Is it bouncing off the walls? Is it so full of energy that you can't sit still? No, it's not. It's exactly what I just spoke about. It's joy. Raise your vibration. You experience peace and contentment, excitement, and happiness all at once. It's a moment where all is right in the world and you're happy. That's how you combat fear. You find what makes you feel this way. Whatever it is, painting, art, singing, running. Who knows what it is? Everyone's different. Everyone's got their own idea, but you find it within yourself and you do more of that. Allow yourself to experience more joy. And there won't be as much room for fear. Will the issues still be there? Of course they will. Of course. But your reaction to them will change. Because you're happier. Because your brain isn't defaulting to negative all the time. Because it doesn't have room for that. You experience too much positivity in your day-to-day to allow that to sink you. Find that which makes you happy and do more of that. That's all. The fear will fall away. And that goes back to what I began this video with. Change your perspective and change your world. Move away from fear and move more into the positivity and the joys of life. What that means to you. And your world will change. I love you. And I hope this was clear. And I look forward to the next time you and I get to hang out. And for anybody else who's watching, I hope this may have assisted in changing your perspective so you can change your world. I'm no expert in any of this. I only know what I've been able to do in my life. And if I can even help one person, then I did my job. Have a good day.